Hey everyone, Ryan here, and welcome to Ask MandR episode 330. I'm no longer wearing my great Halloween costume today, but we do still have some great topics to cover, including some old canceled LEGO Star Wars sets that cropped up recently, many of your viewer questions. If you have questions for next week's episode, leave in the comments section below. And this week's episode is sponsored by Whatnot. I've got some incredible stuff going on with them right now. We'll talk about that in just a minute, but I wanted to get into our first comment from Last Clone Studios, who says, I don't know if I can watch the whole vid with MandR/Ahsoka. Dude, I don't blame you. I didn't even rewatch it. I filmed it. I didn't edit it myself, so I didn't rewatch it after the edit was done to like approve it and make sure everything was good and it had all the pictures I wanted. That was just put it up. I can't look at myself. I actually got so many comments being like, holy crap, jump scare, whole uncanny valley, or this is scary, spooky Halloween, that like there weren't even that many questions for this week, which was wild. So for this week, I actually like just picked random questions from my YouTube comments from other videos. Usually I only pick it from like the most recent Ask MandR, so you'll notice some of the comments are clearly not from the video. Tasty Cake says, just ordered my book from you as well as a Sabine Wren paper pack. Dumb question, but the pack has the minifigure inside. So you're telling me you bought this on my website and didn't know what you were buying? Come on, man. Yeah, you're in luck. You are correct. You are actually getting the minifig inside. Maybe I should stop calling them paper packs or foil packs and just call them minifig packs, because that's what it is, and that's a better descriptor for people that don't know. It's one of those areas as a super fan where I feel like I can totally mess up in a way like that. Obviously, if you don't know, you don't know. And I actually, your comment is not really the reason I picked your comment. It's because of the experience I had in the last 2 weeks. The part of the reason I was MIA is I went to a couple of LEGO conventions, as I explained recently, and we sold foil packs and paper packs or minifig packs at the conventions. And one of the things that my buddy Jared and I, who works for me, noticed is that people would come up and ask, what are they? What's inside? And a couple of like what people would come up and ask is like, are they trading cards? Well, and I would be like, well, I know there's LEGO Star Wars trading cards, so I know that these aren't trading cards, but obviously like someone just walking by doesn't know that. Someone else said, they must be pouches to put your minifigs in. And like, I don't know, it's just one of those things. So I am actually trying to change the way that I describe stuff like this so that it is like easier for someone that just doesn't know. But yeah, on the inside, you get like the accessory pack in this one with all of those, and then the whole Sabine Wren figure, which is going to be a little tough to show you, but there you go, the whole Sabine Wren figure. So if you ever buy one of these foil packs or paper packs from MandRshop.com or from me on Whatnot or from anyone else, anywhere else, just know that the figure's inside and that's what you're buying. So you get all this. This is what you bought, just so you know. Eric Soto says, are we still good that the pod racer is not a scam? Unfortunately, it's not. I have it right here in front of me. It is very, very real. And the follow-up question to that is from Booger Jenkins, who says, I think the Gascano's pod racer was limited to 15,000. It was in the fine print somewhere on the website. And the other comments that I was seeing was people saying that the reason it was so expensive on eBay is because people overseas that couldn't get it from Walmart were buying it, and that drives up the price, which made a lot more sense to me. I just didn't consider that. So that's why they are so expensive relative to how high the threshold on Walmart is. But yeah, if they were numbered to 15,000, I wish they like actually had the number on the packaging somewhere. I always love getting those, you know, unique numbered items, but still pretty cool to know that there might only be 15,000 of these. So yeah, pretty unique item. I'll have a review out on it soon. I just got a busy weekend to get through. Speaking of that busy weekend, the reason why is I'm giving away one of every LEGO Star Wars 2024 set live on Whatnot, and they sponsored this video and the stream to make it just amazing. I mean, giving away every set from a year all at once is like a dream to be able to do. I had a great time running around town, buying them all up the other day. And so all of it is to celebrate what Whatnot is calling their con season finale event. It's basically the end of the year of San Diego Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, all the conventions are over. And so Whatnot wanted to do one big event to celebrate it with tons of exclusives from all categories. And so I know it's short notice, but you're not going to want to miss it. Friday, November 15th at 5 p.m. Eastern, I'm giving away all of the 2024 sets alongside a massive auction with some incredible items, all starting at $1. I think I have 33 sets to give away, and I'm going to be giving them away every 10 minutes, starting with the cheapest or smallest set and working our way up all the way to the most expensive set in the UCS sale barge at the very end of the stream. So the stream should be about 5.5 hours, but that's not all, because on Saturday, November 16th at 5 p.m. Eastern, I'm auctioning some of the rarest numerous Lego Star Wars Comic-Con related items starting at $1 each. We've got some incredible rarities that you are not going to want to miss out on, plus about $500 in sets to be given away on that stream as well. So it's going to be an incredible weekend over on Whatnot. You are not going to want to miss out. If you have not signed up yet, use the link in the description below. You'll get a $15 credit that you can use on your first purchase from my stream or another Whatnot streamer's stream. I'm just really looking forward to it. The Whatnot Con season finale is going to be an incredible weekend, and yeah, I've just obviously got some incredible stuff lined up. So be there or be square. Our next question comes from Retro Brick Reviews, and he says, assuming that we get a new Mustafar set in the summer of 2025, would you prefer it be a large playset that encompasses all the locations of the duel, or a display set / diorama that perfectly captures one specific moment? I think with the direction Lego is currently going, the display set diorama is what it would end up being. But in the back of my mind, there's always this great mock that's been around for, I think, 5, 6, 7 years of a large, like $150 Mustafar playset, which I think is unreasonable and would never happen. But like in the back of my head, I'm like, dang, if that happened one day, it would be incredible. But I think very likely we would see a smaller dual diorama type of set. Speaking of, I didn't get any questions about this, but an Instagram leaker posted about a couple of canceled Lego Star Wars sets from like 5 years ago that we didn't know about. Now, I don't know if this information is accurate, but it doesn't seem like entirely not realistic that it would be. First, there was set 30622, the Millennium Falcon polybag that would have tied in with the Rise of Skywalker. I have no idea why they would have canceled that. That just seems like a really sensible polybag. I know there's a rumor for 2025 to have a new Millennium Falcon polybag, so that'll be pretty cool. But yeah, I was surprised by that one, that they would have canned that. And then the maybe more surprising one is set 75260. And this is a set that I hypothesized for a long time to be a Naboo Starfighter. And the reason being, back in 2020, the Naboo Starfighter was the only polybag that they released that year that did not have an accompanying larger build released of it. Typically, but not always, but certainly like within the era, it has been super common that the polybags basically matched up one-to-one with another set. And so I just always assumed that the Naboo Starfighter got canned. But this Instagram leaker says that it was actually supposed to be a Yoda versus Count Dooku set with 236 pieces, and of course 3 figures being Yoda, Count Dooku, I say of course, but Yoda, Count Dooku, and potentially a third figure. My line of thinking with this is that the unknown figure, of course, would have been a 20th anniversary figure, and that this would have been a remake of the 2002 Jedi Duel set. That just makes sense in my head because all of the other 20th anniversary sets were remakes of original sets, and so this would just kind of fit in that. And then your anniversary figure there, what would it have been? Well, old Obi-Wan Kenobi was released mysteriously, oddly, as a polybag, and not in a set like the rest of the 20th anniversary figures, and they had advertised that there would only be 5, and then there were 6. I think we actually were robbed of a $20 Yoda versus Count Dooku duel set, and people have been wanting Count Dooku for years and years, and Lego has just been neglecting it and not releasing it, and all the while, we were supposed to have him just a few years ago. So quite interesting information there. You know, whether it's true or not, we will probably never know. We just have to take the word of the random Instagram leaker, but kind of how I decide whether or not I think something like this is credible in some ways is like, why would you make it up? Like, why would you make up that there was a Rise of Skywalker Millennium Falcon polybag 5 years ago that got canceled? That's just a stupid thing to make up. And to me, everything just tracks. Like, if you wouldn't make that up, you probably wouldn't make this up. And my doorbell rang. I think my pizza's here. Look, if Papa John's is looking for any brand ambassadors, I'm your guy, dude. This stuff's delicious. Joyo says, ask MandR, my new girlfriend got me an off-brand Lego set for my birthday. How do I go forward with this? I think you had a little typo there. I think you meant to say ex-girlfriend. Josh, who might be the same person, says, A++ episode in costume. Ask MandR, now that I settled on paying my ex $55,000 to move out, how do you suggest I display my 300 plus unopened sets? I can't tell if this is a flex or this is like one of the crazy, honestly, like I feel bad for you because obviously like had to give a lot of money to someone, but this is one of the wildest comments I've ever gotten, like unironically. How do I display my 300 plus unopened sets? I still want to entertain a new girl in the future, but this chance to nerd out my 3,500 square foot house with my collection is intriguing. Okay, you have like a ridiculous amount of space here for 300 unopened sets. I don't know what else you have, but like, for reference, my house is like a little under 2,000 square feet. You have like effectively double the space that I have. you should have like 2 rooms dedicated to this and have no problem with it. Unless you just have like one big empty room that's like most of the space, like you're golden on this. I would just dedicate a room or 2 to it, and then you can just keep the door closed so that your new girl can't see what you're into for Legos, if that's what you really want to keep hidden. I know another friend of mine that like really collects, and I was at his house one time, and he was telling me basically the same thing, like keep it all in one room, and he closes the door and it's like it's not even there. And so you could do that if that's what you want to do. I would recommend it. That could work for you. It would never work for me. You got like so much space to nerd out though. Like you can open and build some of these sets. You can get yourself some glass shelves. Hopefully you've got some money left over after having to pay out $55,000 to your ex. That's like insane and really sucks, dude. I don't see another answer. I think all things considered, you seem to be very well off with the amount of space you got. You may as well be utilizing it and just section it off. Next question from Ryan Saunders says, could you do a review on set 75058? It's the bad MTT. He says, unpopular opinion, but actually prefer that set. And I mean, yeah, at least you know it's an unpopular opinion. I'll review it soon-ish, hopefully, maybe. Thelma Shocking Brick says, what's the difference between Ultimate Collector Series, UCS, and Master Builder Series, MBS? Simply put, probably, UCS tends to be a big ship or vehicle, and MBS tends to be like a scene. So that's probably the simplest way to split up the two. Like, just because the Jabba Sail Barge and the UCS AT-AT have really nice, well-done, full-fleshed interiors doesn't make them MBS, right? They are, in a way, a little bit play sets, but they're still like the ship in a great displayable way. I think it simply just boils down to being like a scene or a ship. I shouldn't complicate it more. The reason that they created the difference in terminology is that UCS didn't really fit everything that they were doing. They basically started using UCS for sets like the UCS Hoth set from 2016. And that's just not a UCS set. It's a really big play set, and that's what MBS kind of encompasses now, but UCS just didn't feel like it fit for a set like that. A lot of fans, myself included, didn't like it and made their voices heard, and LEGO, to their credit, listened and created a different subcategory that I think works really well for separating them now. And now with MBS, it seems they've really perfected that formula with, a set like the Mos Eisley Cantina, where frankly, if they called Mos Eisley Cantina a UCS set, like, I don't know if anyone would bat an eye, but the Assault on Hoth had some issues, and I think that's why people were batting an eye. And so I think having them separate is better anyway. But anyway, that's the original reason that they actually made it have 2 different names. Mr. Anderson says, is it worth getting set 7283 before the Revenge of the Sith anniversary? Well, I remember buying this in 2018 for $165 sealed in box. Aisha and I are heading on over to a store. We got to buy a Lego set that costs a lot of money. Awesome. Yeah.
Oh no,
They're my Sacagawea dollar. All right, this is the one I'm really thinking of buying for $160. I think I'm gonna get it here. Why not?
And now it's about $1,000 sealed in box. So I hope you have a lot of money. And I think it is a very tough question to answer because I buy a lot of highly collectible, very rare things. And one of those things I recently bought was over here. Look, this is one of the rarest, coolest items that I own. But I also started to think when I got this, I was like, did I go too far? Like, was this a dumb purchase? For the amount of money I spent on it, I felt that way. And you might end up feeling that same way about that set. The biggest upside to buying some of these rare old Lego Star Wars sets like that for $1,000 or however much money you might end up spending on it, whether you get a deal or not, is basically the worst thing that can happen to you is you can sell it for what you bought it for. Maybe you have to eat an eBay fee on the other side and you're going to lose 10%, but you're not throwing away the $1,000, right? You're at worst losing $100 after finding out it doesn't really add a lot of happiness to your life. But if you're already thinking of buying it, you're probably going to love it. It's just one of those things. So I certainly wouldn't want to dissuade you from buying a set like that. I think it's one of the coolest, unique Lego Star Wars sets of all time, and I really hope they do a remake of it next year, although I highly, highly doubt it. I just also had that recent feeling, even as big of a fan as I am, not everything makes you feel as cool as you might think it is. I don't know. I'm way underhyping this. I love this thing, but it started to creep in my head. Should I be buying everything that I see on site like this? I don't know. Point is, you won't know until you have it in hand, but the risk isn't that high. Final question from Luke Wagner says, what minifigure means the most to you personally? For me, it's the original Phase 1 clone. It got me into LEGO Star Wars when I was young. I think there's a particular Rebel Trooper on the front of the box from the 4500 Snowspeeder from 2004 that just speaks to me. It's that yellow skin tone, that epic looking face, the whole outfit. He's got the turret with him. I love that turret from that Snowspeeder as well. It's probably my favorite Hoth turret. Maybe the 2009 one. I don't know. Anyway, it's a little sub conversation. But yeah, I like that Rebel Trooper. Just like as like a nostalgic feeling meaning. I also really like 2002 Lobot because that's from my first set ever. So I feel like that one's got to be up there. I don't know if I could pick one. I think a lot of them mean a lot to me. But just a couple like random ones there that you might not think would mean much to someone like me, but because they're just not like super cool, rare, expensive, but like, you know, they have a meaning for one reason or another. So I like those. Anyway, link in the description below. Sign up for Whatnot, or if you're already signed up for Whatnot, go to Whatnot and bookmark my live stream Friday and Saturday, November 15th and 16th, 5 p.m. Eastern each day. On Friday, we're giving away every 2024 LEGO Star Wars set, one every 10 minutes from smallest to largest. And then on Saturday, just more incredible stuff. You're not going to want to miss those. And yeah, if you have a question or topic for next week's episode, leave in the comments section below. Hopefully no more comments about my Ahsoka costume. See ya. I gotta go eat more pizza. It's not even my birthday. I just found these. I don't know.